the person she's renting the room from can get groceries, because she can't access cash to pay her rent still. Haven't they taken enough from her? They took her housing from her, they've taken her son from her, and now they're trying to take her housing again. So, Lynn Ferguson says, is it possible to ask Centrelink to take the rent from the money? No, because third-party shared rental accommodations do not, 99.9% of the time, do centre pay. People who are renting room to other people don't do centre pay. And it's also, a lot of the time, they're not on a lease. You know, private rentals, majority of them don't accept centre pay. They already cost her a house that she had a lease on because they were late paying the rent, and her rental expired because of it. And this has happened to so many. It's happened to so many. But this is the first time ever I've had to report that a child was taken from a parent's care because of all the stress the mother was put through and because of the homelessness situation. And she's still in debt, thanks to Hindu, Services Australia, Keith Pitt, Pauline Hanson, Malcolm Roberts, Centre Alliance. And how long will it take for her to get her son back? That's if she can get stable housing. I don't know this person's backstory, or I'm only going by what the comments she's left on the page. And I don't know what to say. We've never lost one's kids before. This is a disgrace. Keith Pitt, you should hang your head in shame, and you don't deserve your seat. Like Daniel says, if it's happened to one family, it's probably happened to many. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's probably happened to thousands of people over the last 16 years of compulsory basics card and in the last 6.5 years of cashless debit card. We have no idea how many families have been torn apart because of this, or what they've lost. We scratch the surface with the few people that come forward and tell us what's going on. But out of, nearly 40,000 people in this country that are on some form of forced income management, we don't hear hardly any of it. I don't know what to say. Share this. No family deserves to be torn apart. To put a parent in a situation where they lose housing, then take their child away from them, right, is cruel. It's the ultimate cruelty, the abuse. And this week, Fraser Coast Chronicle and Newsmail have had a field day. They've put the same article up twice with two different headlines. One was headlining it about everybody's basically on drugs, and the next one was take any old job. So it was welfare bashing at every angle about people are lazy, right, or people are drug addicts. It's one or the other. Then they popped up with this poll, right, and Fayfar says Seduna has a serious issue in the DCP in poverty, discrimination and the cards control. Yep. Doesn't surprise me at all. So, the past 24 hours, the Fraser Coast Chronicle and the Newsmail have had a field day stirring up the public and trying to stir up as much hate towards people on the cashless debit card and people on Social Security. And it hasn't worked. Because they did this poll, and I can tell you now, they got 25 people who liked the poll on the Fraser Coast Chronicle. In fact, I'll just go to SN7 resources because she actually tracked the poll. And the results were, for both Fraser Coast Chronicle and Newsmail, 386 people voted no, the card has not made the community better or has not worked. And 25 people said yes. And to the people supporting the card, you support domestic violence, you support financial abuse, you are abusers in my mind. All right? You support tearing families apart, you support making people homeless. And what for? For profits? You know? We know the card doesn't work. Right? And it's just, it'll never work. The LNP need to be kicked out. And they can't be kept in by default. We can't risk more of this. Pitt's got to go. The whole LNP's got to go. Pauline Anson, Malcolm Roberts, Centre Alliance. They've got to go. They've got to go. I've got to go. Sorry. I've never had to report like this before ever. You know, we've always had this fear with people that we've been working with to keep them in their houses and get help for them to pay their rents and stuff like that. We've never had a case where the child's been taken. Keith Pitt's got a lot to answer for. All right, guys. See ya.